we're back for another workout of the day. Today is 5 rounds for time. It's called March Madness. It is 30 mountain climbers, 20 ab twists, 16 renegade rows, 5 cleans, and 3 handstand push-ups. So we're gonna go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so our first movement is going to be our mountain climbers. So something to keep in mind, we really want to be engaging our core in this, right, as well. So this is supposed to add a little cardio, but also we want to be bracing ourselves and getting that muscle work in as well. So we are gonna come down and we wanna stay low. So we want our back to be down and flat. We don't wanna be up here, our butt in the air, or we don't wanna be too low, that would be weird. So we essentially want a nice flat back, and then we're gonna come switching feet back and forth. Again, keep that back nice and low. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can put a plate on your back while doing it. So modifications, we can use our box or bench or something, and we can go back and forth. Again, we want to make sure we're not rounding. We want to be nice and straight as we do that. We can also take a med ball and just do some ball taps as well. But again, we want this to be kind of fast, but keeping nice and tight. So the next movement is going to be our ab twist. So we want to be in a nice V position. So our legs are going to be crossed. We're going to be slightly leaning back. Our legs are going to be in this nice V shape. So we want to brace that core, and we're going to move back and forth, back and forth. If you're ready to use a weight, you can use a weight as well, keeping it nice and tight. You can also use a band, and you'll have to do one side at a time. So you can sit on the band and just pull from side to side. Again, we want to be bracing that core the whole time. So either with or without a weight or a band would be phenomenal. Okay, so the next movement is going to be our renegade row. So for this, we're gonna need dumbbells. So I'm gonna do it facing you first so you get an idea, and then I'll go the other sideways so you can see the right form. So we want to be placing our dumbbells underneath our shoulders, like so. We're gonna come back in a nice plank position. We're gonna set our feet kind of wide so that we can have a nice stable platform, because what we don't wanna be doing is moving our hips. Our hips should always stay parallel to the ground. So we're gonna come up and we're gonna do rows without the movement. So in order to not move, you really gotta be bracing that core, those glutes, those legs. Everything should be braced and tight. So sideways, again, feet a little bit wider than you would normally be in, and then we want little to no movement with our body. So the only thing that's moving is our arms. So a few modifications. We can take a band, and we're going to be in that same position, and we're just going to be coming up. We can also do some shoulder taps as well. But remember, these modifications are here to fit everybody's fitness level, but challenge yourself. Don't always take the easy route. So maybe you do this workout a few times, start with the easy and start trying to work your way up to the regular movement. Okay, so the next movement going to be our clean. I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna start with the modifications and then we'll move to the dumbbell. So one modification, we can use our med ball and do med ball cleans. So we're gonna come down into a nice squat. We're gonna keep our chest up, our back straight, core engaged. We're gonna grab on either side, pull up, twist into this squat, come back down, like so. Hi, Mia. Do you want a demo? Do you? Yes. The next modification, we can use a dumbbell and do dumbbell cleans. So we're gonna pull up and we're gonna come and land into a quarter squat and stand all the way up. So again, we're pulling and resting on that shoulder as we come up. We can also use a band for this. So we're gonna step both feet in slightly wider than hip width. We're gonna come down into a squat, stand up, catch it in a squat, stand up. Okay, so those are the modifications. Now I'm going to show you with a barbell. If you've never worked with a coach with the Olympic lifts, I suggest learning them with a coach, not by watching videos. Because it is more of a technical movement and there is a possibility of getting hurt if you do it wrong. Okay, so for those of you who have had some training in this movement, we're gonna use the barbell, step up. We're gonna be touching the barbell to our shins. We're gonna come down into a squatted position with our chest up, our back straight, our butt is down, not in the air or leaning over. And then we're gonna pull the barbell into us so it's touching. We're gonna shrug and punch those elbows through at the top and catch in a quarter squat. So it's gonna look like that. It should be nice, fast, and snappy. We're gonna use that leg drive to really pull the barbell upward. We're not pulling with our arms. That's when you see people do weird, funky things. They're leaning back or struggling and get it up to like halfway and then do some weird thing. That's a great way to get hurt. So we really want to use that leg drive to pop the barbell upward, and we're catching it on our shoulders. So we're not swinging the barbell up and then catching it here and holding it here. It's gonna be resting on our shoulders as we stand up, and then bring the barbell back down. We're gonna guide it back down. So again, stand all the way up and then come down, guiding it, keeping that back straight. So when you're guiding it down, it's still important to maintain the tightness and the form as you were cleaning it. Because sometimes people get all loose, and that's when you're not actually doing the lift, so you kind of give up the form and then you get hurt. So we want to avoid that. I know that was a quick demo, but again, it should be more, this is a more advanced movement. Okay. Put this out of the way. Okay, the last but not least is our handstand push-up. So I'm gonna do the modifications first, and then we'll just go on a quick demo on the wall. Okay, modifications would be just a regular push-up. So we're about, our shoulder and our hand are in line, and we're coming down, touching the ground, come back up, and we're keeping a nice straight form here. We're not sagging, we're not up. If you're touching here and you're doing this weird thing, obviously that's not right. We want our whole body to come down at the same time. Modified push-ups are good as well. Same position, come down, and everything should be coming down and up at the same time. So if we want to work our way up to the handstand push-up, we can do a piked push-up. So this is when we do stick our butt up in the air. So we're going to come down into the pike position. We're going to come down and touch our head between our hands so we can walk it out a little bit further if you're working your way up to that. And we're going to be on our toes so that our toes can rock back and forth. Unless you have really awesome flexibility, it will be really, really hard to keep those heels on the ground while you're doing that. And the purpose of it is to really get those arms working, not so much the legs. So another modification that we can do is we can use a box or a bench, and we can lift our legs up, and we're gonna kind of simulate more of the up movement as though we were on a wall. So now the further you walk out, the easier, the closer you walk in, the harder. And we want to come down where our hands are in between, our head is in between our hands, and push up. We can also use a med ball just to lift our feet up slightly, or we can lower the box or put some plates on the ground, and we can, do the same thing. Okay, so a regular handstand, we can do a strict handstand. It is only 3 at a time, so it's possible. We want to kind of cartwheel ourselves, so to say, into the wall. We want to be nice and straight against the wall. We don't want our hands too wide. They should be right under us. And just be careful with your head. Don't smash your head on the ground and really get your neck all messed up. So, and you can do some handstand holds, maybe even to warm up before the exercise, just to see how you feel. So again, cartwheel ourselves in, and we can do a strict push-up, or we can do a kipping push-up where we're coming down in an upside down seated position and kicking up and pushing up at the same time with our hands. And I know it's probably hard to see from the angle that you guys are at. You can also place a yoga block or some plates or an ab mat on the ground too for your head, just so you're not getting down as far, which will make it a little bit easier as well. So that is the workout. So you're gonna do 5 rounds of all those movements. Again, maybe try to challenge yourself, revisit with different movements if you're working your way up, or maybe do 1 round, with regular movement, and then if it's, you can modify it as you see fit. So good luck with the workout.